Welcome, welcome, welcome. A little abrupt hello, but we are here. We are here. It's 4 a.m. It's a little bit after 4 a.m. So you know how that goes. It's going to be a rough one tomorrow for me, but I am interested to, see who we end up getting in this draw. Really interested to see what's going to happen with a lot of our competition that we're going to have to see. A lot of our fans travel, how far they're going to have to travel to go to the games, um, and also just to see the new competition that we're going to have to take on. There's going to be a lot of different things that we're going to have to engage with the lineups, with our different progressions, with what we're going to do with the different, I guess you could say tactics in the sense because obviously when you play with different players, you're going to be playing with different tactics that you're going to try to utilize from those players. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? So yeah, so it's what's happening is this. What's happening is Europa League. They're currently showing a lot of like the highlights and little historic elements of it all. But there is some research it is that I've done for you guys in case you want to have a little better understanding. Since it's been about since 2015 since we've been in the Europa. So we can definitely say it's been quite some time since we've been there. So there's some things I was picking up on. Let's see. So let's get into it. We're about to return. So as I said, 2015-2016 season was the last time we were in the Europa League. We are three-time champions of the Europa League, which is pretty cool. Considering that 2015, 2016 was last time we were there, but that was also Klopp's first year of being coach, which is pretty cool in essence. That it's come full circle during this rebuild that we're going through. Um, I don't know what that's all about. Uh, so anyway, um, so yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to also look at, let's also saying the Denny's of the groups are going to be definitely interesting to see. Um, your Klopp and the Reds ended up in fifth place last year, which would have amounted to us being in Champions League this year, but because we didn't make top four, obviously we didn't make the Champions League. But top five gets us Europa this year. Top five this upcoming year gets us Champions League. So they're bringing out the trophy right now, highlighting the trophy. The trophy's a pretty nice trophy too. It's a decent sized trophy. Um, and it's pretty. I like the base of it and everything that you get to see. It's pretty dope trophy. All right. So anyway, let's see what else I can tell you about the Europa League. Okay. Let me help you guys out with this with the way that who could be our potential opponents and how it's all split up. All right. So the Europa League is split into four pots. Okay. You they do UEFA does like a club coefficient ranking. So big up Brian, big up Brian. Good to see you. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. Um, and with our coefficients, being so high because we've been in so many different competitions since we've won this competition so many times as well, and also because we are usually a Champions League team and we do well by winning the leagues or winning different competitions. Um, they had us in pot one. Okay, so each pot goes with each coefficient of the team, and basically it's like uh, team with the highest number of points are in pot one, and then followed by the next 8 teams that are in pot two, and then the next 8 teams are in pot three, the next 8 teams are in pot four. Okay. Again, we're the highest ranked team in the competition. So it's going to be interesting to see who we get. I know that we won't end up getting like a Villarreal, or we won't end up getting like a Roma, because they're in pot one with us. Okay. So that's at least a positive to keep in mind. Let me pull up. So I know that we have a good bit of people to look at. Liverpool transfer spending. Okay. Okay. So also, one thing to keep in mind too is only 12 of the 32 teams that are involved in this tournament, only 12 of the 32 teams got automatic qualifying for it as well, which is different in that how the qualifying works out is there were games going on even before this to get into these last, I guess you could say, rounds and such. But yeah. I would say, okay, so let me pop up a little something because that's a good question. Keeping it levels, asking me a question on whether I'm cool with Ryan Gravenberch being signed. I am happy that we signed someone. I am definitely happy that we signed someone. I'm happy because this fan base needed it, one, because a lot of people were clamoring for us to get someone, over the line and in the door for us to do to us to go. I'd also say that if you look at it with the number of outgoings that we had quite a bit of outgoings, so that in itself was something that we needed to obviously redress. But getting Gravenberch in was a good move, I think, considering that he's a talent, considering that who knows what Klopp's going to end up doing with the direction of how he molds them or where he takes them. I would like to see his work rate be improved on. That's something I think that he's going to have to, really, really concentrate on. It's something that I see, for instance, and I want to see him really get involved with playing and wanting not only playing, but understanding the same way Darwin's learning the hard way, that you have to perform, you have to keep putting in the hard work and practice, and you have to take your opportunities when they come to you. And that's something that, I hope that he understands coming into this team and doesn't automatically just assume that he's supposed to play because he's got a name associated or a heavy price tag associated with this transfer. So it should be good. It should be good. Let's see. Brian's telling us a little something about Dublin. So yes, and I don't know. So Brian, and Keep It Level, are you guys going to be going to Dublin to go see the game, the final, if and when, knock on wood, when we make it to the final? It should be decent. It should be decent. I'm looking to go. I'm definitely looking to go. I'm going to be probably booking my tickets pretty soon to just end up going. And hey, big up to Brian was just saying this too. He's Ginny's replacement we've been waiting for. I can understand that when you're talking about Ryan Gravenberch. I think also, what, big up to Ginny, who just signed for Saudi Arabia, which is kind of cool. He just signed for Steven Gerrard's team, and he'll be joining Henderson on that team to play in Saudi Arabia. So I'm glad to see Ginny Wijnaldum finally figure out something or some way to get out of the unfortunate predicament. A lot of people might have thought that, playing in Paris and playing a team like PSG would have been a godsend, or at least something worthwhile to go to. But, not so much for him. because it ended up being a lot of with his injuries and everything else, it ended up being a lot of misery and hard comings to go by and hard pressed comings to go by. But you know what? Like I'm hoping he gets a fresh start with Steven Gerrard, with Stevie. I hope he Stevie G. I hope he gets a fresh start. I hope that Stevie G can revitalize his career and the best to him. Obviously, I don't know if you guys heard that yet or not, but that's something that just I saw go down earlier. Let's see what else they're saying. All right, cool. If you can get a ticket, yeah, I hear you. One of the hardest things going to be is to get a ticket. I mean, if I can get into the game, I'm definitely going into the game. Um, I do know some people that have. I do know. I did link up with one of my friends here in America that happens to be a part owner of one of the teams in Ireland. So I'm hoping that that could be something that we see done. So yeah, so it looks like they are arranging the pots and explaining who's in the pots, explaining who's like the big themes. So I have that stuff too, and um, Europa. It's definitely gonna be interesting to see uh, where and like what happened. I'm just gonna pull this thing up real quick. Who are the teams you guys um who are the teams that you guys are interested in, by the way, to see us get as well? Definitely who you guys are getting to. I just saw Brian ask me a question. Let me see what your question was, Brian. I'm sorry. You got so much going on here. Um, all right, let me pull this thing in. So they're going over the pot one, the pot two, pot three, pot four. They're going over like how it's going to work out and how they're going to pick out how it's going to go down, which is basically they're going to take from pot one and they're going to drop it into A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H as being all the teams. I'm going to pull up. Yeah, I'm going to get that for you right now. I'm going to get that right for you. I'm going to pull that up for you guys because I know Brian just asked who's in the pots. I had a decent one, but I'm going to use this graphic that I just have right now. And let's pull it up real quick. Give me 1 second, guys. Again, it's 4:20 in the morning right now, so I'm lucky to be up. But I'm gonna share this with you. All right. I know how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna share it. So I'm gonna pull up the pots for you guys, and I'll also tell you how the pots are filling out, and we can also do that as well with each other to get it all down and understand who we're going to be facing and who we're going to be seeing in this, I think, historic tournament. I know that people don't give it enough credit considering that, it's usually for some of the clubs that are, teams that we've never heard of or teams that we've definitely seen other likings for. Um, okay. All right. Got that down. Open this back up. All right, so I'm going to pull up the pots for you guys right now. And they're opening the first ball. All right. Whoops. And West Ham's the first to go up on the board. So hopefully you guys can see that. See what I have there. And hopefully it's big enough. Hopefully. Tell me if it's not. I can make it bigger if not. West Ham's the first to go down for Group A. We're looking at Ajax. Ajax is the second team to go down. The second team to go down into Group B. Ajax going into Group B. Okay, I'll make it bigger. I'll make it bigger. Give me 1 second. Whoops, that might be a little too big. Rangers are the next to go down. Rangers. Hopefully that's big enough. And I can put myself in a smaller spot, even bigger. Hopefully that's decent of a size for you. Rangers are going to Group C. Liverpool. We are going to be in Group D. Oh, Group E, excuse me, Group E. We're in Group E. Hopefully hopefully you guys can see the pots that are being rigged. So right now they're going through pot 1. Villarreal just got picked out, so they're going into Group F. They're going into Group F. So, and it looks like it's going to be Atalanta. Atalanta is going into Group G. Oh, excuse me. They're going all over the place too, because now they're in Group D. We're in Group E. They're in Group D. Is Atalanta. Roma just got picked out. You want Marcel? See, that'd be cool. So you guys, would you are you looking more for going to a place that is a nice place, like like Roma, or obviously we're not going to face Roma in the beginning, but like going to like a Roma or something like that, or maybe like a Union Berlin, something along those lines, like, or would you where like someplace where the city's a cool city or some city you've never been to, or are you looking more so at just going for a team that you just want to go because you just want to see us win and you want to see us win easy? Pot 2 is coming up now. The 8 teams of Pot 2, they're getting ripped up and rolled around. Marseille, excuse me. Marseille is here is beautiful. I would love to go to Marseille. I would even touch up on my français for that trip. So first off, Olympiacos, the Greek team gets picked. The guy that was picking up so they've got him in like egg things that look like eggs or something like that. But let's see. Brian's saying he wants to, like I said, he wants to go to Marseille. But what do you say? Let me see what you said. I just want big clubs like Marseille with proper stadium and atmosphere, and one small team that we've never played. That's cool. That's definitely cool. I mean, the majority of these teams are all teams that we definitely haven't played before. You know, other than maybe pot one, they're all pretty much teams that we haven't played before. So certainly not. You won't be disappointed under that pretense, Brian. Let's see what we got coming up next is going to be. I didn't see who that was. I think it was Real Betis, but a lot of interesting. I mean, there's definitely going to be a lot of interesting matchups that we're going to see involved in this. Definitely a lot of interesting matchups. So, Sporting, the club out of Portugal, just got picked. They're going into Group D. I believe this should be for Group E. So, we're about to find out, I think, who is our first team that we are going to be seeing. Okay, so hopefully that's us. Hopefully that's us. Is that Group E? Yes. So first team, Lask, Lask, Lask. I believe they're in Austria. I want to say. So we have our first opponent. I guess our first group challenger, and it's going to be Lask. It's going to be interesting to see who what we're dealing with Lask. Villarreal. Let's see. Who else is in that group? Well, I guess we're not going to get Marseille, unfortunately, Brian, because that was pot two. Yeah, probably. I would assume played about half these teams in one way or another, because some of these teams, despite the fact they're in Europa now, you know, some of these teams have gotten into Champions League, or we might have played maybe one or two of these teams in a preseason type matchup or something along those lines. Bayern Leverkusen is going to Group H, which is kind of cool. I would have liked to seen us play them. Bayern, I think Bayern Leverkusen is a good team. That would have been maybe your good team that you're talking about earlier. All right. So we're already halfway through the draw. We're going into pot three. Pot three is going to have Mold FK from Norway. It's going to have this is Brighton's group. Is in this group. Sheriff is in this group. Union Saint Julius. I hope I pronounced that right. I apologize to all my Belgian people out there. Freiburg, Sparta Praha, Maccabi is in there. That's the Israeli team. And Sturm Graz from Austria is the next. So we're spotting it off, going to Sparta Praha. We're going to find out pretty soon. So they're already on A, B, C. They're already on C. So we're going to find out who our second team is. So far, like I said, it's Liverpool, Lask, and has anyone seen Lask play by any chance? I know not many people are big on the Austrian teams, but I'd like to know if we've seen them play. All right, so we got. I don't even know where that team is from. That's so fast. Let me see who we just got. What's also pretty nice is that we're already down. This is almost yeah. Um, oh, really? That's pretty cool. That Brian was just saying how Union SG just signed McAllister's brother. So, do you think they're going to play? Do you think they're going to play against each other, or is he actually getting playing time with the club? That'd be very interesting. It'd be very interesting to see. I always thought it's interesting though that they do where they make the person like physically reach in and grab it, and it's not some it just comes out of like a machine or something and just drops it down. I guess that's trying to bring the randomness into it. So yeah, so that's cool. You can see put this down. GILOISE. They're Belgium. And then the other one is Austria. Oof. All right, fellas. It is getting down to crunch time. Should be very interesting to see because it was the same thing. I don't know how like were you guys feeling it for the Caribou Cup? How like because I was watching that draw get done, and it was kind of interesting because it's just basic. It was like the losing coach from earlier that day, and I believe the retired England national female national team player that was involved in that drawing, and they're just going and reaching into this little dish and picking up the same thing basically that you're seeing right now. But we're on to pot 4. I'm pretty psyched about our that we got a home draw for the Caribou Cup. By the way, I think that's pretty big. So these are the lowest ranked teams. This is going to be very interesting to see who we get in this. They're already they're opening up the egg. I want to call it an egg because that's what it looks like. I'm trying to think. Who was the small club that you wanted to get? By the way, guys, like who was the pot 4 team that you wanted to see us like face off against? Group A just got theirs. Looks like Group A got looks like West Ham's got Freiburg, who's a decent team. Yeah, you do have to have an ex-player, ex-coach, something, or current coach, whatever it is. It was weird though because he just got like I'm pretty sure they just played and had just been eliminated. So basically, they're like, okay, cool. Can you come back out and pull the next round of a tournament you're no longer in? It's kind of tough. From pot 3 was Union Saint Louis, the Belgian team. Brian was telling us that that's the team actually that McAllister's brother is now currently playing on. Okay, so Group D has just been picked with their. Looks like the Group D is finally filled. Wow, there's some hard to pronounce names in this group. This tournament's got some really hard to pronounce names. But all right, Group E. This is us. This is the final participant. Who is going to be fourth for us? Oh, I think did someone ask for this one? I think someone asked for I think we got let me just make sure. Yeah. We got Toulouse. Hmm. Very, very cool. I'll put that in there for you. So looks like we got for Group A. For Group E, looks like this is going to be our group. Let me just put it up here for you guys. All right, so it looks like we're going to be looking at Group E as being this as our Group E. I know, right? I know, right? I gotta get some sleep. Um, yeah, wow. All right. So what I would love to know and see is if anyone, I don't know if anyone's like actually watched any of these teams play or knows anything about these teams particularly, but it's looking like we have a decent draw. I'm not really I wasn't going to be overwhelmed with anything that came our way with this group, with the group setting that we were going to have with these teams. But a lot of these teams, I'll be honest, a lot of these teams, I don't think most of us have seen play, not consistently, at least on any level. But it looks like it's going to be a very interesting time for this Europa. Let me see real quick too. Um, so, okay. I'm just saying, we were linked with last Japanese winger, I think. Toulouse should be a good away day. I think Toulouse will be a good away day. I think that's going to be that would be one of the shows or one of the actual times that you'd like to actually go and be a part of that, be a part of that game, or be a part of doing the away trip to go see that game for sure. All right, so they're going to pull up this. All right, let me pull up that too. All right, so I'm going to also show you guys what we're looking at completely in the whole entire tournament real quick before I bounce out and get some sleep like I was kindly suggested to do, because can't believe I stayed up for this, but it was worth it. Always fun. And yeah, and also, you know what, like, now I have a better idea as to what we're looking at. All right, let me pull that one up, and then also let me do this last one. This is also why I need an engineer. We're also going to be doing, I'm also most likely, because I'm going to go to sleep for a little bit, but I'm going to try to get back up and do the deadline as well. I know I'm supposed to do the deadline for today as well, just in case you guys are interested in joining me again. Yeah, looks like they're all done with that. But let me show you what we're looking at real quick. All right, let me pull this up for you guys. Give me 2 seconds. All right, so this is Group A. Hopefully, this is Group A, Group B, Group C, and Group D. This is what they're looking at. So it looks like West Ham is going to have to go to Greece. They're going to have to go to, I don't even know where that is. Some of these places are like a geography test, to tell you the least. But all the same, all respect due, hey, you know, it's all good. Rangers is Group C. Ajax Group B. Atalanta is Group D. It's looking like. And then for us, let me give you a shout out for our group real quick. Let's put that. Okay. This is it. Yep. And this is our group. I'm going to show you our group and who else is in it. I think it is as good. Big up, Jay Kismet. Big up, brother. Big up. Good to see you. Group B for Brighton. Jay Kismet is saying Group B for Brighton looks interesting. I agree. Group B is an interesting draw for Brighton. They have, being that they're going to have that, it hurt them being in pot 3. So again, I was explaining earlier, pot 1, pot 2, pot 3, pot 4, that's the coefficient that your ranking puts you at. It hurt Brighton being in pot 3 for them to end up having to deal with Ajax, which should be interesting, but they should still be able to do. I think Brighton can get out of that group. As for us, we're looking at LASK, we're looking at Union Saint, and we're looking at, or Union SG, as Brian was referencing them as, and to Luis. I got to work on my French. So, I think we actually, got a good group. I think we've got a group that we're going to be able to see a lot of the players that we probably want to see go into this group or go get some playing time in Europe. I think we're going to be able to see some of the youth players that we've been pretty high on. At least I've been pretty high on our youth players that have gotten some opportunities, and I've been very interested and enthused to see what the future holds for these players. We also know that we're going to see some various parts of Europe that we normally don't go to, but I mean, Belgium, France. So basically, the trips that, if anyone's making these trips for the group, should be fun. I mean, you basically get to go to Austria, you're gonna get to go to France, and you're gonna get to go to Belgium. Out of those 3, which if you could get a ticket to go to one game for an away game, which of the 3 would you guys pick? I think I'm leaning towards France, to be honest with you, but not to be I do like my Belgian waffles, so maybe Belgium wouldn't be that bad of a play. Belgium wouldn't be that bad of a pick either. I know Austria is a beautiful country. I can agree with that. Absolutely. I know that it is an exquisite place to visit. Very, very, very beautiful. But it should be cool. Well, we're coming down on the deadline for our last thing. Tell me, you guys think we're going to get a center back, or you think that we're going to be cool with what we have going into the deadline for our team? I think, and if you're, are you happy with what we have? I mean, I think if anything, you know what, bringing in Gravenberch, as I was referencing earlier, bringing in Gravenberch is somewhat of a player that's should bring up the evaluation of our window, our transfer window, for a lot of people, I think, considering we've gotten 4 good players. 4 good players. I mean, you contemplate what we've seen and what we've done. We wouldn't go 50 million for Lavia, but then we ended up, and then it started to go up and up and up, and he even got further past 50 mark and closer towards the 60 mark for Lavia. And you think about it, and you think about the fact that we just got Gravenberch for basically 40 million with add-ons. I think that's good. That's good business. It's pretty good business. I understand that people might have said, "Oh, well, Lavia is a DM, and Lavia is that specific role. He's not that. He's not that player that you can play in multiple positions. Primarily, you're just going to play him at the DM." But one of the main reasons why I think we didn't go full on, in on Lavia was simply because of the same reasons why we ended up going in for Gravenberch. We've always been interested in this player. He's been highly touted, and he's a player that can play, obviously, multiple positions on the field. So it is good. But yeah, so good times with the breakdown of the Europa. I am going to get a scouting report for each team, LASK, and for Union SG, and for Toulouse. Toulouse. That's how I say it. Toulouse. My French teacher would be so angry at me right now. But all the same, I'm going to get those things down. I'm going to figure out who's the players that we have to watch out for on those teams. I'm going to also, again, we'll do a deeper dive onto and hear what your ideas are on who you think should play, who you think is a proper player on our team to match up for those teams that we're going to have. And I'm going to be doing that certainly. It'll most likely be this weekend, maybe before the game. But I know I'm going to have to get some sleep because I want to wake up and be able to do this deadline show. But until then, I appreciate you guys, man. And definitely spread the word. Continue to keep the love in the heart. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. Road to 100K. That's what I'm saying. Pick up Mr. Conway. Oh, Monday, I think it is. It's almost your birthday, but your birthday weekend. So big up. Hope that you have a great birthday weekend, John Conway, showing some love and everything. But yeah, I'm interested based on Salah via. Oh wait, let me give this one little update because this is what Jay Kisnet was saying. Liaison Salah via James Pierce is that they have offered 100 million, rising to 150 million. Liverpool considered the matter closed. I heard the same. I heard that they originally came out with an offer of 120 million euros was going to be the original offer that they're going to offer, and that number, which is very interesting because normally people don't really tell you how high you'll take your bid. So that was very interesting, which goes to show you that it's all about PR and getting the right information into the right journalists so that they can spread the propaganda. But they were saying 120 million euros was the initial offer, and that offer could go all the way up to 200 million. And again, it's too late in the window. You can't lose. It's not. You can't do that, man. It's too late in the window to worry about that. And it would have to be such an incredible offer for us to take that, to lose our talisman, one of our talismans on this team, and that's just not going to happen. So yeah, I'm gonna be going and get some sleep. I'm a little sleep deprived right now. It's almost 5 a.m. in the morning. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for just showing some love. If you just came in just to say hello or just show support, appreciate it. If you can hit the like and do the share, do all that. Yeah, I'll see you guys later on this afternoon. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry. Just reading one more comment real quick. But yeah, see you later this afternoon. All right, guys. Take care.